Rich Trani with TMC. Thanks for watching. We're at ITEXPO 2014 in sunny Las Vegas. Howard Brown is with us. He's with Ring DNA. Howard, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Rich. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Thanks for being here. I figure we start at the top. Tell us a little bit about Ring DNA. What do you guys do?
Absolutely. So Ring DNA is a sales acceleration platform. So put simply, we have grown out of the explosion of inside sales reps. So there's a hiring trend of 15 to 1. So for every outside sales rep today, there's 15 inside sales reps being hired. Those reps have very different activities on a daily basis. They're dealing with a consumer that is far more knowledgeable, goes online, does the research, finds out about your products and services before they're interested in having a conversation. We help companies have better conversations by bridging the gap between marketing automation, CRM systems, and your sales reps' productivity.
And there's been, I'd say, an explosion of marketing automation interest in the last couple of years, something I've never seen like on this level really since last time I saw anything like this was maybe the CRM boom in the 90s, where everyone seems to need marketing automation yesterday. We just can't get it fast enough. And so basically, let's say I get something in my office, whether it's, let's say, Marketo, for example. I drop Marketo in my office, and what does that do exactly with your system? How does that work?
Yeah, great question. So I've actually done dozens of Marketo implementations as well as Salesforce implementations. And what we found was Marketo or marketing automation systems provide a great deal of information or data about people who are visiting your website or what they downloaded, white papers, and then they pass that information via a score usually to sales reps, which is great. It gives you an idea of who you should contact. Ring DNA, we actually bridge that by using telephony. So we not only use the Marketo information, the Salesforce information, we could use information from marketing systems like Google AdWords, Google Analytics, Facebook ads. We take all of that data and then we present that data with the telephone call to the rep that can best handle that particular customer's needs or concerns. So we actually take the marketing information, we take the CRM information, and we deliver that all to the rep via the telephone, and then the data comes over a data channel.
Thus the name Ring DNA.
Correct. There's DNA behind every phone call.
So really this is like CTI for the advanced age that we live in, right? So CTI was just basically in the early days was just screen pop, and it goes back to the 80s really, where you have a screen with information about the customer, and that was presented based upon any information that came from the phone call, and that was done first on mainframes and then eventually into minis and then PCs. And so now where we are in the world is that we have access to all these different things, like we have AdWords and Facebook and all these different things that we can draw on, not necessarily corporate databases, but just databases that the corporation has access to, taps into all that information, uses it to try to figure out who's the best agent, and then connects it to the agent, and then presents that information so that the agent can spend more time talking about the customer needs, whether it's buying something or customer service or something like that, right?
You got it. So it's taking the big data that exists both inside and outside of the enterprise, which could exist again in Salesforce CRM and Marketo. It's taking that data, it's putting it into our intelligent routing system, routing that call with the data to the best rep, and then the system learns and grows. So as that rep has a better close percentage on a particular campaign or keyword, that rep will see more of those types of phone calls. At the same time, we look at telephony more holistically. It's not just about inbound calls, it's about the outbound calls. So a sales rep walks in every day, they log into their computer. Who are they supposed to call? Who are the most important prospects they should be reaching out to? And we use scoring algorithms like the last time someone visited our website, did they fill out a web form? What time of day is it? Who should be calling that prospect? So that when my sales reps walk in every morning, they know exactly who they're supposed to call. We have tools to make them dial more effectively. We have tools to make them reach their prospects easier, so we use something called local presence, which actually masks the caller ID to the local area code so that when you receive a call, it comes from your local area code. Our research and some of the companies that utilize our product are showing 300% increase in conversations. So we do a few things. One, we help them dial more. 2, we help them have more conversations because more people pick up the phone. We then have the ability to test and measure the scripts or the things that that the reps talk about by recording the calls, by allowing for training of those phone calls. We also have automated voicemails that allow them, a typical rep, for example, today spends 25 hours a month leaving sales voicemails. What we do is we reduce that by half. Yes, you still have to listen to the greeting, but you can click a button, leave an automated voicemail, and then we A/B test the voicemail. We are able, because we're built on top of Salesforce CRM, we're actually able to see the percentage of calls that are returned from one voicemail versus another. We also route that call back to the rep who last handled that case or that customer. That way, it's not a net new conversation. That rep is better equipped, has the data, and can talk to that prospect.
So it's interesting, that 25-hour stat that you just gave. I wasn't in your session. You were in the session talking about that?
Yeah, a little bit earlier.
Because I retweeted that stat. Somebody tweeted it, and I retweeted it out. So it's kind of funny that I'm actually speaking with the person who I didn't know where the quote came from. Now I know it was from you.
Well, I'm glad to hear someone was at the session and actively socializing.
Yeah, so it's quite fascinating. So what else should we know about your company as we wrap up?
So we've seen explosive growth in the Salesforce ecosystem. My sales reps love selling the product because the value prop is there. It's pretty simple. They're out there, they're making phone calls to prospects. We get web leads, they're calling out to them, they're emailing. We're reaching out to the prospects, telling them about the tool that makes us that much better. So we're selling something that is making our job easier. It's really simple. Try our product, 14 days. If it doesn't produce the additional conversations, a better ROI, you walk away. But we're closing business today like Dun & Bradstreet, GE, Bernard Health. We're getting large customers utilizing our application because it allows you to optimize your marketing spend, your skills-based routing, your IVR system, your sales reps, your scripts, your voicemails, all the way to the beginning to customer lifetime value.
That's great. Well, thanks for being here and good luck.
Oh, thank you very much, Rich.